Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Adam the Chef. I just want to start by saying a huge thank you to you guys for your likes, comments, subscribes and shares. It's really appreciated, so thank you so much for that. I've also took on some of your ideas and sort of tricks I've been doing in different videos, and this one I'll be doing slightly different, where I show my face a little bit more. I'll still be doing it outside, but unfortunately it's not as sunny today. It's a little bit cloudy, but hopefully that won't affect anything. And today I'll be doing a macaroni cheese dish, and I'll be doing my twists on it where I turn them into macaroni cheese bites. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, guys. I'll be doing a step-by-step process of how I make them, and I'll put the recipe in the description below. So thanks so much for watching, please enjoy.
So to start with, I use 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I just begin to melt that down, ready to add the onion mix, the diced onion mix. The diced onion mix is optional, of course, to use in the mac and cheese bites. I just use it for more flavour and texture. So when the oil and butter is melted nice and hot, I sweat down the onions for 10 to 15 minutes. Just release their natural sugars, and I add some spice as well during the sweating down stage. I add coriander, cumin, garlic powder, smoked paprika and a bit of salt. After the onions have absorbed the spices, they turn a nice golden colour. We then allow them to cool on the side, and we can use them later when we finish a cheesy mix. To make the cheesy mix, we have a pan of boiling water underneath a bowl. Don't use a plastic bowl, use a glass or a metal bowl, otherwise it will take ages for the milk to heat up. You want to heat the milk up just to under boiling point and add 1 tablespoon of cornflour to thicken the milk. We then add the cheeses. I add 100 grams of mozzarella and 100 grams of cheddar just to get that all melted. You can use grated. I've just got to use blocks, which takes a little bit longer to melt, but after 5 to 7 minutes, as you can see, it's nicely melted. I then turn it off the heat and add crème fraiche. I use 100 grams of crème fraiche and incorporate that to the other cheeses. After the crème fraiche has been incorporated, I then add 1 tablespoon of English mustard. You can use whole grain mustard if you want for a bit more texture, but English is absolutely fine, adds a nice spicy kick. I then add jalapenos, however they are optional. You can use diced cooked chicken or diced cooked ham or peppers or whatever you fancy really, but jalapenos, beautiful, this nice acidity. I then add the cooked onions we did from earlier and give that all a mix, and there we have the nice cheesy macaroni sauce. Allow the sauce to cool down and begin by boiling some water, a tablespoon of salt, and cook the pasta in it basically. 350 grams. Mix the pasta in and allow that to cool down.
So we now have the mac and cheese mix, which has been in the fridge for 4 to 6 hours. Absolutely fine, just hardens up, as you'll be able to see on a close-up shot later. I then have a penne mix of seasoned flour, some egg wash, and I've chopped some coriander through my breadcrumbs. I've used panko and golden breadcrumbs, but any breadcrumb is fine for this. But yeah, I will do a nice close-up shot now, how to boil them up and fry them, and there we have some lovely mac and cheese bites shortly.
So all I do is ball up the mac and cheese into sort of golf ball sizes and do that all in one hit. I just get them all balled up and then I'll begin to penne them separately. Just saves messing around, getting your hands too dirty. As you can see, I've managed to get 28 macaroni cheese balls. I then begin to penne them. I give them a reshape if needed, place them into the seasoned flour, make sure it's all nicely coated. Give them a nice egg wash and then place them into the breadcrumb mixture there. I do double penne them, that is optional again. I just find when we get to the frying stage they're not as delicate. So to penne, easy as that. Try to keep 1 dry hand and 1 wet hand, and then there you go, so it doesn't get too messy. It's not flour and breadcrumbs and egg everywhere. And again, just do that all in one hit. After they've all been breaded, I now want to fry them. Do this the most safest and easiest way applicable to you. However, for this technique, I will show shallow frying. I bring vegetable oil up to temperature, and I use about a centimetre deep of vegetable oil into a frying pan. I then fry off about 2 to 3 mac and cheese bites at a time, making sure they're all coated around the edges and they get nice and crispy. I then allow to cool and place onto a tray ready for the oven to bake for 5 to 7 minutes. And there we have it, a nice seasonal dressed salad, sweet chilli dipping sauce, and your mac and cheese bites. Gooey, creamy, cheesy, delicious, simple and tasty, with my little twists on it. But as I mentioned before, you can put ham in it, you can take out the onions, you can do whatever you want. There's just a simple step-by-step recipe. Thanks for your support. Please like, subscribe, share or comment.